This self-learning AI agent can sell your products on your website. When a visitor starts a chat, it answers any question, recommends the best product, and then sends them a link to buy. It gets crazier. It learns from every chat, gets better at guiding visitors towards a purchase while collecting valuable insights for you. Most businesses don't have an AI agent on their website, giving you a huge opportunity to get ahead if you learn to build this now. Here's the problem. There is no easy way to get an AI agent from a low-code platform like N8N on your website in a clean and professional-looking way. That's why today, I'll show you how to build a beautiful-looking, self-learning AI agent and put it on any website to use as your 24/7 sales assistant, even if you never built one or gave up trying. If you want to skip the setup and get this AI agent running instantly, you can grab my pre-built AI agent templates. It's available inside my Google Docs, where you get ready-to-use workflows and blueprints like this. You'll find all the resources and links mentioned in this video below in the description of this video. Make sure to stick around till the end because you'll get the AI agent chat widget that you can paste on any website, connect to any AI agent, and customize to your brand. Even if you're not on your computer right now or you don't have the time to build this, watch this till the end, because it will give you a huge advantage over everybody else. You'll understand how AI agents work, how you can build them from scratch without needing to program anything, and how to use them to your advantage. We will build this AI agent on a platform called N8N, which allows you to design effective workflow automations and AI agents without needing to know how to code. To get started, you click on this website and sign up for a free trial. Once you have done this, you will be directed towards this dashboard, and there you click on Create Workflow. The starting point of this workflow is a chat trigger. Here we select Make Chat Available Publicly. Here we have Embedded Chat because we will later put it on a website. And here as an option, we need to select this and then add a field response mode. Then we will later send it to what's called a webhook. A webhook is just a way for two different applications or software tools to talk to each other or to send information back and forth. Next, we need to use an Edit Fields node. Before we can set this up, we need to trigger our chat first. So we just click on Open Chat, type in anything, and then we get the data. Here we want to map the field Chat Input and name it just Text. Next, we will set up the heart of our system here, which is the AI agent node. They call these modules nodes. There are three things we need to set up. One is the chat model. This is the brain of the AI agent. So just by itself, this module here doesn't do anything, but we need to give it the ability to use artificial intelligence to think and to perform tasks for us. In this case, to respond to the customer when it interacts with our chat box that we will later set up on our website. So we need to give it AI functionality. There are different models we can choose from, and in this case, I will just pick OpenAI Chat Model. Now here, if you've never set up an OpenAI model before in N8N, you will just click on Create a New Credential, and then you need an API key. You get this. Here's the resource document that you can also access by clicking the link below this video. There I just click on Get API Key for OpenAI. Then you can sign up to platform.openai.com. You can sign up with the same account that you have for ChatGPT. Once you have signed in, you click on Settings, and then you click on. First, you need to go to Billing. You need to add some credits, $5, but don't worry, our AI agent doesn't really use much of those credits. You will see the breakdown of the exact cost at the end of the video. Then you go to API Keys. Click on Create a New Secret Key. The name doesn't really matter. Create a secret key, then copy that, paste it in here, and then click on Save. Now here from the list, I will select GPT-4o Mini that we have here, and that's all we need to do for now. Next, we need to add a memory, which in this case first is a short-term memory. Later, we will add a long-term memory when it will also remember any conversation it had with any visitor that interacted with our chat field from our website. But for now, it's just a short-term memory. This just helps the AI agent to remember what was said so far, so it can remember all the interactions from this visitor and refer to it and respond accordingly. Now here, the context window length, that's just how many interactions it should remember. This really depends on average, how many interactions visitors perform with the chat box. You will get this once you've implemented the chat widget on the website. You will see how many interactions they do on average, and then you can set this accordingly. Now here, we need to select the field below, and here, we need to put in the key. And the key comes here from the session ID. And that's all we need to do here. Now before we continue, let's do a quick test of our agent to see if it can already respond to our chat messages. But before we do that, we need to do a small setting change here as a prompt. User message. So that's basically the input of our AI agent, the instructions, what it should do, or what it should use as an input. We select this, and then we click on Save, and then Open Chat, and then we can just ask it, "How are you?" to see if it can write a response. And you see, yes, it does, so it works. And now we can continue with the setup. Now comes the part that differentiates an AI agent from any AI chatbot, and it's the ability to access tools. So we can add a tool here. It can be any of these tools or even custom tools. So in my case, the tool I want is a Google Sheet database because I want to give it access to a list of products in the description so it knows about my products. So when a customer then asks about my products on the website, it can give the recommendations and even send them a link to purchase them. I've set up a Google Sheet template for you where you can put in your products. So you just click on Make a Copy, and then here you see there's the product link, the product name, the description, and even a product topic. So you can enter this manually, or you can use AI. So I've already prepared a sheet with this information that I will be using. So let's go back to my workflow. So here I need to create a new credential and connect to a Google account. So make sure it's the same account that this Google Sheet is in. Now I can go back. I select the operation is Get Row. Now the document is the Google Sheet. So now it's in this case, it's my Product Sales N8N AI agent. And here, the products. Now as a filter, I want to add the option Data Location on Sheet, which should only search my Google Sheet until the last empty row. Now let's also here go to rename this node Product Info. And now let's go back. Let's click Save. Now before we can test it, whenever you add a new tool, you click on the AI agent and you go down and click on Add Options and click on System Message. This is the instructions for the agent where you specify what it should do for you, what tools it has access to, and what tasks it should perform using those tools. Now I've already prepared this in this document here, the system instructions, which already contains everything I want my agent to do. So it even contains all the other parts that we have not set up yet, but we can already post it in here, the complete message. So I will expand this for you, and then we'll always go back when we have added a new feature. So here it basically says, I just tell it, okay, the date and time is now. So it knows the current time. The Product Information Google Sheet. You have access to the Google Sheet tool Product Info, which allows you to read any content from the sheet. Your job is to access it to get information you need. Always check the column Product Description if the user mentions any questions about any product or related topic. Never tell the user that you have access to a Google Sheet. The Google Sheet product has all the product links. So, if a user asks for product links, you must always look into the Google Sheet and retrieve the correct link. So it really always gets the link directly from my database here, so it's always the correct link, so the customer can just click it and buy. And then we have these other parts that we will set up next. But for now, let's just try if it can already read our product sheet. So I can just ask it, what products do you have? And now we should normally see, yes, it accesses our Google Sheet and it reads information, and then it writes us back a response. As you see here, we have Tesla Model X, Tesla Model X Plaid, and it also has always the correct link. So it works. The next thing we will set up is a long-term memory, so it can store information and insights it learned from any interaction with any person who used our chat box from our website. So it can learn from all the interactions and understand them, so it can improve with every interaction. So that's the self-learning feature of this AI agent. It gets smarter and smarter with every interaction it has. And we're going to use a database tool. So we'll also add another tool section. And to get this, it's called Supabase. You can sign up for a free account, and you find a link to Supabase below, in the description of this video. Here we just click on Start Your Project, and then you can just click on Sign Up Now. Now we go to Table Editor. Click on Create a New Table. Now this is my N8N AI agent. Description doesn't matter. And here we can now select the columns. So this is just the information we want to save from our interactions. First, we have the name. The type is text. So this is just the name of that person that we will also we have the email address. So we will have in the chat widget, I have a field where people, before they can start the chat, they will have to enter their name and email address so I can later follow up with them if I wanted to. This is also a text field. Then we also have a field called memory. This is where the customer insights will be stored. And finally, we have session ID. This is also a text. That's just the ID of the chat interaction. Let's click Save. And now we need to go back to our workflow, and you still see we need to put in some information here. And we get this from Project Settings, from Data API. And there you see, that's the project URL. And then we have Service Role Secret, so you click on Reveal, and then you copy, just give it a name, and then we click on Save. And then we first give this a name. This is Store Memory. Now all of these settings can stay the same. So here we will just select the table that we have just created here under My Table here. And then the table name is that. Then we have Define below for each column. And now comes what values should it save. And this is where we now can select all the columns we have created where we want to store information. So let's start with memory. Now the field value, I've already prepared this here. I need to tell the AI agent because we are still in the AI agent, right? So here the AI agent needs to know, okay, what value should it write in here? So I've already prepared that here as these variables. You can see here, memory. So that's the name of this field, and what it should do, what it should write in there is, store a new memory based on the user input and be as specific as you can. Next field, we will save the email. And here the AI will save the email address it will receive from the input of the chat field because we asked this at the beginning. So here you see, the field is called Customer Email. If the user responds with an email address, you save it here. Next, we will use the name of the customer or of the visitor that uses our chat box. And always switch to expression. That's really important. You see, customer name. If the user responds with a name, you can save it here. And that's all we need. Let's click Save. And now we have Store Memory. The other thing we also need is Get Memory. So it should also get all the information it memorizes so it can use it in its next responses and optimize its responses the next time. And we also need a Supabase. So we use the same table we have already created, and here we click on Get Many. This allows it to get all the data it has saved. And then as a table name, you select this. And there we just click on Return All. Filter, switch it to None, and now we rename this to Get Memory. Close it. And now normally, whenever you add a new tool, right, you go into your system instructions and you add this part. So here we have memory handling. You have access to Supabase tools for memory storage and retrieval. Call the Get Memory tool to retrieve past interactions before responding. Every response must use previous memory to guide the user towards the decision. You must always call the Store Memory tool to save any kind of insight. What the user's looking for, their problems, objections and challenges, what products they are interested in, key insights about their needs. Before generating any response, always retrieve relevant memories from Supabase Get Memory and update them when new information is learned. Now this is set up, now we can click Save, and now we can do a test run. So let's click Open Chat, and I will just try again. And I can say, hey, what products do you have? Okay, it's stored the memory. So we can already go into the project, and you see, okay, name and email are still empty because we haven't provided this yet, but here we see the user inquired about the available products. So it already saved this for us. And we see, okay, session ID is null. Normally, it should appear here. So let's go into the store memory because we have forgotten one field to add, which is session ID. And here we just pick. We go into mapping, we go to this one, and this is what we save here. We just drag this over here and that's it. Click Save again. And now we can, so you see it responded with all the products. So now I can give it my name. My name is Alex, email alex@gmail.com. So now it should save this actually also in the memory field. As you see here, it's saving my name, email address, and also, okay, what just happened? The user's name is, and also saved the session ID. So the memory works. The final step that is left is to put our chat widget on our website and to connect our agent to send all these messages here that it currently sends us in the chat inside this chat widget that we put on our website. And to do that, we will open a tool called CodePen. You can sign up for a free account, and this is where we can simulate our widget so we can customize it before we implement it on our website. Now the widget, you find the code of that here, so I created this for you that you can use. So I could already insert it here, but I will just copy and paste it into CodePen first. So in the HTML box, we can remove that here, and what I need here is 3 things. I need to insert the N8N webhook, a logo, and a company name. And you see already on the bottom right here, we already have a chat box here, and this is the chat widget. And you see here, when I click Start Chat, it should ask the visitor for the name and email address, and then this will be saved into our database. So let's set this up. What we need here first is a webhook as a response. So we need to go on here on that and click Response to Webhook. And that's all we need here. We don't need to change any settings. The only thing we need to do now is we need to go back to the beginning, and you see here, we have the chat URL, the webhook, and then we need to copy that and we paste this into our widget here. Click Save. And now the final part I need to put in here is, you see the logo and my company name. So I just give it my name here, my website name, and as a logo, I will just pick my YouTube logo here. I'll just copy that, paste it in here, click Save, and then it should appear. I need to enter my name and type in an email address. Click on Continue Chat. Okay, now it says, sorry, I couldn't connect to the server. Please try again. The reason we get this error is because we need to set up one extra step. So let's go back to the editor, and we need to go there first here and click on If. And now you need to have string exists. So if chat input exists, if a message exists, then it should go to this agent. Otherwise, it could happen that the moment, let's reload this. So the moment we click on Start Chatting, it will trigger the webhook. But there is no message in there. And this is why we get an error. So if there is no message, then it should go to false. And there we need to set up also a webhook, respond to webhook. Now here, we need to define that. And there, what we want, what should happen is, it should respond with a welcome message that I could define here. So let's go back. And now the error should have finished. If I reload this, click Start, give it a name, type in my email address. Now you see, it has worked. Now we no longer get an error. And now I can ask it from there, what products do you have? And then it will look into our product sheet that contains all the information and get all of that for me. Now I can ask it, okay, so now if there would be a visitor, I could say, hey, I want to buy a car for my family of 4. What product is best? And in the meantime, it will also save all this information here, say, in the customer memory, in the Insights section. Alex is interested in products available. Alex is interested in buying a 4-person family car. Now let's go back here, and you see, it wrote me a response, and it says, for a family of 4, 2 excellent options are, and then it tells me what's included, and these vehicles are great for families, and then it leads me directly to the sales page of the product. Now you can obviously also customize the colors of this if you wanted to. You can go to the color section here, and you can just go to a hex color picker, for example. You could, for example, make it orange, right? So you can copy that and change the colors here if you wanted to. Then it would be like a gradient. Or it would be now orange, as you see here. And then once you're happy with your design, the final step to do is to put it on your website. So you can just grab this code here, copy it. Then you go to your website. Then you need to put it inside the body tag of your website, either of a specific page or of the entire website. And at the same time, I can monitor every chat. So from my database, I can look at it. I can also get all the insights from all the people who are interacting with it. So I can learn what most of my visitors are looking for, what questions they're asking, what objections they have. And it also helps the AI agent improve because it's a long-term memory. So now our AI agent can answer any questions the customer has about our products and learn from every interaction. And we could also, instead of just having it access all information about all our products, we can also add a new sheet, right? We can add a new sheet here called FAQs, right? Like customer support questions, and we can feed it in here. And then we can also give it access to our customer support database, and then it will have access to all the questions the customer has already asked. And then we can give it access to all the customer support issues that appear frequently, and it can also answer that. So we can make it smarter, and we can also make it add new customer support requests to our Google Sheet and learn about it. So it gets better and better at answering customer questions over time because it's self-learning. If you want to see more videos like this, where I share with you how I build these AI-powered agents and automations without any coding skills, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos.